investors gearing up for Nvidia's second quarter earnings tomorrow. The much anticipated print could have big implications, we know, not just for big tech, but really the broader market. For more on what this means for the AI trade, we're bringing in Patrick Moorhead, founder, CEO, and chief analyst at Moor Insights and Strategy. Patrick, always great to have you on the show, my friend. And you are the perfect guy to preview Nvidia results. I'm interested, Patrick, let's spin ahead. It's tomorrow after the close. Nvidia's print hits, Patrick. What do you make a beeline for in that report? Besides just the bottom and the top, what are the metrics, the data points you're going to focus on?
Yeah, so things I'm looking for is, this hyperscaler train is not going to stop anytime soon. I'm very confident about that. But what I am wanting to dig into is how is the enterprise business growing? That is a growth area for them beyond the hyperscalers. And the next is really the system level versus GPUs. Some people think that the company only makes GPU chips. They make GPU chips, they make networking chips, they make CPUs, they make now full racks, and then all of the software in there. That's what I'm going to be looking for. I think the final thing is to get a little bit of clarity on this rumored Blackwell push out. And even though worst case, it might be 12 weeks and customers can just buy other versions of Blackwell or the H series, I think this is what I really want to get underneath.
Patrick, it seems like, at least for right now, the analyst reaction, even some of the notes that you sent over, Wall Street seems to be brushing aside any concerns right now of these delays, of potential delays of Blackwell chips, at least in the near term. At what point, what does the time frame look like when you do get a bit more concerned about the material impact it could have down the road?
So I think the reason that everybody's brushing this off is because you can just buy other NVIDIA parts. I think we saw a similar type of behavior when Elon Musk with XAI, he didn't opt for the highest performance ones. He got what he could get. And so that's the behavior. I think you get into issues when you're looking at 4, 5, 6 month delay. That would be a huge challenge because it's not just about delivering the previous chips. You have to deliver and build the entire ecosystem that goes along with that.
It sounds like, Patrick, bottom line, though, you remain, at least right now, bullish, confident about NVIDIA for, at least the next 12 months?
Yeah, at least the next 12 months. I think tomorrow the question is not, is it going to be good? The question is how good. Now, obviously, it comes down to the guide, but where most of this volume is going, and that is to these hyperscalers, the Meta, Microsoft, Google, Amazon's, they are packing in the CapEx, and they all talked about this on their calls. Their investors aren't up in arms because of this, even if there's not a ton of downstream benefits from it. There is benefit, don't get me wrong. It just doesn't align with the CapEx yet. I think we have a good 12 to 18 months of this build out before people might be looking a little bit closer.
Patrick, talk to us a little bit more just about the implications for the broader AI trade. How much is riding on these results specifically?
Pretty much everything. I mean, there's the financial world and there's the rest of the world. The financial world is bating breath here. If Nvidia does great, it means that the train keeps going, and all the downstream effects, whether it's the software, whether it's the systems, and even though there isn't a lot of correlation between how Nvidia does and how AI smartphones and AI PCs are doing, it will undoubtedly have people will make incorrect assumptions tying those two together. And even when it comes to the enterprise SaaS, whether it's the ServiceNow or the SAP or the Adobes, it will take the entire tech market with it, up or down.
Patrick, let's talk competition too. Not near to intermediate term past, but longer term, Patrick. Who poses, in your opinion, the greatest competitive challenge to Jensen Huang over there? I mean, is it Lisa Su and her team at AMD? Is it NVIDIA's own customers, the cloud giants?
Yeah, actually, it's both. I think first and foremost, it's AMD because you have GPUs with AMD's GPUs. But what an increasing risk are the hyperscalers developing their own chips. You have Meta, Microsoft, Google, and Amazon all doing a highly efficient version. It's not a GPU out there, but it's a very highly efficient version. Now, the biggest beneficiary there is going to be Broadcom. And I would say the second is Marvell, as they are the houses that fulfill and provide these to the hyperscalers. There's no one comfortable right now having NVIDIA with 90% market share, and the ecosystem is doing what it does. It is bringing in new players and new technologies to lower the risk and potentially lower the price.
Patrick, what does the timeline look like for that? When you talk about the competitors maybe eventually, not so much gaining an edge, but able to better compete with what NVIDIA is putting out. When we talk about this moat that NVIDIA has built, how long do you expect that to last?
So the moat is eroding. It's big, and let's just say, in simple numbers, NVIDIA has 95% market share today. I could see AMD ending their quarter, not for the year, moving that from 5 to 10% market share, and then into 2025, you will see Intel come in. You will see more hyperscalers doing their own silicon. You could see an erosion, let's say to the 25%. Let's say NVIDIA has 75% market share by the end of 2025. Maybe it's the middle of the year, maybe it's the end of the year, but these things are all moving.
Final question, Patrick. Let's talk about China. Obviously, Beijing would like to be a global technology powerhouse, and very obviously the U.S. government would like to thwart those efforts. What does that mean for NVIDIA and other companies you cover, Patrick?
Yeah, so I think for the most part, investors have factored in risk of China, and some it's upwards of 30%, and others it's down in the 10% zone. I think as it relates to specifically for the highest performance, it has been, it will continue to be very hard for China, whether it's Huawei or a few other indigenous plays in there, to be able to get to the price performance of what, let's say, an AMD or NVIDIA can do. Now, you can get the performance, you just need a lot more clusters and a lot more power and a lot more data centers. So it is a risk, but I do believe that both AMD and NVIDIA will have China versions. NVIDIA does have a China version already, but a China version of its GPUs that are tuned down with the latest architecture.
All right, Patrick Moorhead, we have to leave it there. Always great to get your insight, especially ahead of a day like tomorrow. We appreciate your time.